Hello, welcome to me and TM Nerdies, the Immortal Biggie Shack TM Nerdies Hot 5 Commandments, y'all. We've been on a little vacay, but we are back, and we got 10 fantastic books. One of my picks is actually from a member of our community. I'm going to give him his due respect and all that stuff, but TM, glad to have you back. How you been doing, man?
I've been doing pretty all right. Pretty all right. Actually, today I found out because there's there's a reason why I'm going to tell this story is because you should really listen to when we say something. It's probably going to happen. About 8 or 9 months ago, I stated on Bleeker's Church that a certain character was going to be. I'll just say it. It's public knowledge now that Nicolas Cage's Spider-Man Noir wasn't going to be Peter Parker. He was going to be Ben Reilly. And yesterday, it's been confirmed that, yeah, he will be Ben Reilly instead of Peter Parker. I stated that 9 months ago, and people were like, no, I don't believe you and stuff. And yeah, you got to listen to I have some people on the inside. I know some people that work in the industry, and like the other person you should really listen to too that knows, because I've talked to him and he's told me his inside source is Whodat. Whodat's another person you should really listen to as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Whodat comics and movies. Yeah. All right, guys. So I'm leading off batter. Ricky Henderson up to the bat. This is a smoking book. Yeah, I was just talking to TM. We need to get an intro for our show. Now, this is a ragdoll. Don't get me wrong. And it's still got bids on it. But this is the first red and blue Superman. All right. And it's the third Zod. So I'm going to be looking for this book. These are all books. This ain't even really spec. These are just books that I'm looking for that I think are worth buying. So I think that you guys might be interested too if you have the same kind of taste I do. And come on, guys, red and blue Superman. Is there any way that could? Yeah, they've had current stories up to 2025 about red and blue Superman stuff. So yeah, this is a good one, man. You don't have to go way back in the Golden Age. 10 cent. It's a 12-cent book. First red and blue. I've had this book before. I had a nice copy, but I'm going to be getting another one, man. I'm just going to tell y'all now. So Superman 162 is my first pick. All right. Moving on down the list. If it'll load. This is literally the next book I am buying. What up, Connor Sewers? I probably already said hi to you, but all right. Captain America. Is it going to load? 117. You can see the header, guys. Give it a second. There we go. Yeah, Cap 117. First Falcon. The movie tanked. Time to buy, boys. Get your books in. This is a great book to own for your PC. It's freaking the first. It's the greatest sidekick to Cap besides Bucky, or the greatest, however you want to look at it. Freaking Falcon, guys.
I will argue too that Bucky kind of was lost in time for like the longest time before he even came back, but this guy had staying power. And like you stated, it's the movie tank, so this book is going down, but who knows? It could possibly go up with Doomsday.
Dude, he's great in the movies. It's just that movie kind of flopped, but and you get his sidekick, the sidekick with the Falcon there, It's a little bit different of a Falcon. It's the same Falcon, but it's just an interesting book. I need to get it. I'm gonna be getting it soon. So that's the second pick for me. Love this book. Love it. Can't wait to get it. I'm not giving y'all books that I wouldn't buy. Oh, this one is interesting. All right. You guys ready for this one? All right. So shout outs to Kevin from Entropy Comics. We're going to be having him on as soon as we can. And he said, keep your eye out on this book. I want to get this out before anybody else does. I think this is good spec. Now, this is the first appearance of this box right here. Okay. Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion number 5. And this box, it kind of has the powers from the Ultimate Universe, is the way I understand it. And they're going to be bringing that to the 616. So he's feeling very high on this being a big deal. And Entropy is current on like 60 comics right now, New Comic Book Day comics. So I'm very interested in seeing what Entropy has to say. We try to bring you the community's best comic knowledgeable people. That's why TM's here. That's why we bring Bleeker along. Who-Dat's done suggestions, D, and looking forward to having Entropy, hopefully. But I am going to use Entropy's book because I feel like if we don't get it out, someone will steal it. And I stole that shit. No, I didn't steal that shit. But that's our third pick. Shout outs to Entropy, guys. If that pops, that's Entropy spec. Don't ever get it twisted or tangled. All right. So my fourth pick. Now, this is just an undervalued book I'm also really wanting to get. And you can get this puppy for about $100, $150 if you want a decent looking one. Steranko's classic, maybe Steranko's most popular cover, Hulk Annual 1. I'm a big annual collector. Come on, man. You can't hardly beat that. I put it off too long, and I need to get my shit together and get me a Hulk Annual motherfucking 1. He's got the trade dress on his back. To me, this is a homage to, I think it's Atlas or one of them gods that's usually the Earth on their back or planet. Yeah, classic stuff. So that's my fourth pick. And my fifth pick is another classic that was $1 million book, but now is very affordable. Hope you didn't buy this at the peak because it was a dope one or an expensive book to get. So Star Wars 42, the first Boba Fett, 1980. What can I say? This one might sneak in front of the Hulk Annual 1 for me. I think I'm going to be getting this book sooner than later. And I suggest if you guys don't have it or if you're in the market, maybe consider getting this now while you can. And if you do get it, let me know. If you get any of these books we're suggesting, we love it when you reach out and say, hey, we saw this book on Biggie and TM's Commandments, and we're glad that we got it, you know. So let me set up TM's first book. And here we are.
All right. So this one is Green Lantern Corps 201. We all know Lanterns is coming. Sadly, it's not coming until after Supergirl. It looks like it's not coming until the end of the summer 2026. There's a lot of characters that are. I did have one character on here that I had to change up because Key Collector beat me to it, even though I had my list done prior to them coming out with their list. But there's a lot of characters that are possibly going to show up in Lantern's TV show. Of course, we got Hal Jordan, we got Jon Stewart, we got Chip the Squirrel that's going to be showing up. But what character shows up in almost a lot of Green Lantern stories is Kilowog. Kilowog is like a prime character in the Green Lantern universe and stuff. So definitely a character you should definitely keep your eye on. And I am surprised. I am so surprised that the first appearance of Kilowog is going for only $34. That is nuts to me. It's not been confirmed that he is showing up in Lanterns, but you can guarantee he's going to show up. We're not sure who's going to voice him in that, but get it before it's announced, because once it's announced, Key Collector or other Hot 10 shows will be like, hey, look, guys, you should go after this comic, but you guys seen it here first, and that go get yourself a cheap comic before it goes up.
I forgot I was muted. Yeah, that was a classic. I'm always looking for that bad boy. There we go.
I didn't know it was going for that cheap, man. That's crazy. All right. Action Comics 292. This is also going for cheap. This is a 1.0 though. So from 1962, we all know the Supergirl movie's coming. There's a certain character that does show up in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, who I think will show up in the Supergirl movie, is Cosmic. It's a unicorn. It's an animal from that is Supergirl's and stuff that she flies around on. This is the first appearance of that character is in this book. Matt, if you're watching, get yourself this book, man. If you probably already have it. But yeah, it's a good comic to get because I definitely think the character is going to show up, and because we know James Gunn. James Gunn loves animals. He made it very clear when he's like, "Hey, we're bringing in crypto. We're bringing
Oh,
in crypto." And what's up?
oh shit, TM. I just noticed this at the top, dude. You're right. Look at that. Is it too small for you to read?
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, yeah, and the character's even on the cover. Look at that. I didn't even notice that the character was actually on the cover.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And like James Gunn loves animals. Crypto is in Superman. We have Chip the squirrel, which is a squirrel Green Lantern, is going to be showing up in Lanterns. So you can guarantee that Cosmic the horse or whatever the super horse will be in Supergirl. I can guarantee you, even if it's just for a small scene. So if you're a fan of the animals inside of the DC universe, this is the book for you guys
Let's
and
see if we
girls,
get. Let's
ladies.
see if. I was hoping we might be able to sneak a peek at the page. Oh, that looks like it's signed. Okay. All right. So, yeah, that might be my favorite book now that we've done today. But keep it on, keep it going, keep it going. A couple of our buddies have this book. A couple of our buddies have this one. Go.
Oh yes, Detective Comics 225. It hasn't been announced, and this is probably the biggest book that I've brought this week. But it hasn't been announced anywhere that Martian Manhunter is coming. But I feel like it's a book you should grab prior to any announcements. And that if you're a fan of the character, it is still a pretty pricey book. And we like to get you guys books that are cheap and stuff, but I don't see this book going down any, and that you could probably find a better copy than this one for a little bit, maybe the same price. Um, but it's the first appearance of Martian Manhunter. He's he's not like an A-list character. He's more like a C-list character and stuff, but he's a fan favorite. He's a fan favorite of mine. I definitely want to get this book eventually down the road. And I think, I don't know, when I've watched Smallville, and so whenever you talk about Martian Manhunter, I always think of Superman. I always put those two connected in that because you have one from Krypton, one from Mars. And on Smallville, he helped out Clark quite a bit. So I always think of Martian Manhunter when I think of Superman. Now that we've gotten Superman, getting a potential Batman, I do want to see Martian Manhunter because he's a Justice Leaguer to me. He's probably been part of every Justice League team in the comics. And he's just such a cool character. And then he has a cool protege, Miss Martian. So this is a cool book to get. Sucks that he's not on the cover, but yeah, didn't know it was going for that much. but he is a pretty big character to a lot of people, so I can
Yeah,
understand why.
it's a blue chip banger. Yeah, that's a beauty. All right. It's one of my favorites too, right here.
All right. Amazing Spider Man 149. I talked a little bit about this earlier, and there was actually a key before it or after it called Web. I forget what issue, Web of Spider Man. Brought my notes, but it was Web of
114,
Spider
I
Man.
think.
Yeah,
114.
one. I think you're right. Yes. 114. It stated that this was the first appearance because they retconned it in that issue of Web of Spider-Man issue 114 that this character here was actually Ben Reilly. So this is technically the first appearance of Ben Reilly in comics. And like I stated earlier, that Spider-Man Noir is coming out, and it's been confirmed that Nicolas Cage won't be playing Peter Parker's Spider-Man Noir. He will be playing Ben Reilly's uh, Spider-Man Noir. And the reason why, and the reason why I stated 9 months ago is I don't think they have the rights to use Peter Parker. And that's why they were going with Ben Reilly and
Mm.
stuff, because Sony has the rights to Spider-Man and Marvel has some of the rights, movie rights to Spider-Man, Peter Parker. So I feel like they were like, okay, we're gonna do this Spider-Man Noir story, but we don't want to confuse people and have two Peter Parkers. So let's change his name to Ben Reilly. He's another Spider-Man in the comics. And then we'll have Peter Parker over here for his new movie coming out, and then Doomsday and then Secret Wars will have that Peter Parker over here. So this is the first appearance of Ben Reilly in comics. And that, why am I saying in comics? He was created in comics. Um, So this is a quick pick for me because I ended up. It was funny because the news came out yesterday, and this is the book I actually used to switch out the first appearance of Chip, the Green Lantern squirrel. So it just so happened that this news came out yesterday, and I was able to add this to the list because yeah, this book will most likely. It's already a pretty high book, but it will most likely skyrocket after the current news. So grab it before it does definitely go up, because it's definitely going up, guys.
Yeah, shout outs to D Runk. He is our network expert in all Scarlet Spider and Ben Reilly activities. He has a 9.8 of this book. I've had this book before. It is beautiful in hand. Believe it's a Gil Kane cover too. Just shout outs, just in case. I believe I'm right. And the last book on the Hot Five Biggie and TM Commandments today is a beauty. Oops. Let me get it right. I had it. All right. There we are.
I'm not sure if I brought this book before, but this is no. I brought the first appearance of the Green. I think this is the first appearance of the Parliament of Trees, which, you know, the green, you know, the red, um, you know, the rot. It's pretty much the creations that give you the power of the green. Parliament of Trees give Swamp Thing his power. Parliament of Limbs give the rot their power. Um, so it's a cool book to get. It's super cheap. Super cheap. I'm surprised it's this cheap considering the significance of the Parliament of Trees, who really capsulated Swamp Thing, because like you can't think of Swamp Thing without thinking of his powers and his connection to the green. It's gone further than him with Poison Ivy now, where she's has a connection with the green. It's so cool seeing this, and like that's him talking to the Parliament of Trees right there. That's what they look like. So it's just, you get the first cover appearance of them as well. It's just a cool key to get. not a very expensive key, which, like I said, I'm very, very surprised about this. We all know Swamp Thing is coming. It hasn't been confirmed about how they're going with it, but they said it was going to be standalone. But I think what will happen is it'll be kind of like the standalone kind of solo kind of thing. And then later on, just like in the Swamp Thing story, we get introduced to the Green, we get introduced to the Parliament of Trees and stuff. So these characters will be showing up eventually, and then of course we'll get Animal Man because James Gunn loves Animal Man.
Yeah, and to dip back on what TM was talking about earlier, so here's our list all together, just to show y'all. TM's book right here was the Parliament of Trees. Mine was the Red and Blue Superman, First Falcon. This is Entropy's book to keep an eye out. Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion 5. Incredible Hulk Annual 1. First Boba, Star Wars 42. First Kilowog. First Comet. First Martian Manhunter. And first Ben Reilly. So I think what's interesting about Ben Reilly is if just to add this little tidbit, ASM has been doing like 3 Spider-Mans right now. So you got Peter Parker, you got Ben Reilly, and you got Norman Osborn, and they kind of they take shifts. So while the series goes, you'll get a story about you'll get not Doc Ock. My bad, I said Osborn. You get Doc Ock as Spider-Man, you get Peter Parker as Spider-Man, and you get Ben Reilly. So maybe that's why they're doing this, just because of the Sony owning Peter Parker. They could use Doc Ock or Ben Reilly as the flagship Spider-Man, dude. So I mean, they're doing it in the comics, so it's interesting. But tomorrow night, the Comic Book Collector Club is going to be doing their yearly hauls, their favorite books they got this year. I'm hoping all the guys show up and show their favorite books they got this year. And that's it for now. TM, you got anything you want to holler about or shout out? I mean,
I just got a package in from Cali. May do a short for that because it's just a bunch of cards. May do a video and then a short. But I find it funny too because it literally once. I guess border security considered cards a security threat because like it ended up when they open up your package and like they put tape around it saying like, hey, it's been opened by the Canada border security, and I was just like, oh damn, like what did they think? Like it's a bunch of cards. I don't know. They thought it was a security threat though.
Huh. Well, that's going to be a cool little video. Interesting. We're always wondering about that shipping to Canada stuff, but yeah, man. I should be getting a package pretty soon too. Big AOK opening. Madness calls them torpedoes, so looking forward to that. So yeah, this has been the network. That's TM Nerdy. I'm biggieshaq. That's the Hot 5 Commandments. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Me and TM are always talking about books. These are just the books we're hot on this week. Next week, it'll be a whole nother batch of books. So catch y'all later, man. Hashtag enjoy.
Biggie. Biggie.